What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the first time that I ever came out as gay to my coworkers. Past like 1 or 2 months, that was the first time I ever came out to my coworkers. And I work as a waiter at like a restaurant with like people from a lot of different countries. And those other countries, I'm not sure if they're as like accepting of like gay people in their cultures. That's why I was kind of scared. And also when I first started working there, so I've only worked there for like about 5 months, but when I first started working there, like the everyone would make like gay jokes and stuff, and like the guys would like flirt with like the guys and then girls as like a joke. And then like for me, like for the first like 4 months working there, I was like super closed up. Like my emotional walls were like super high, and then like I was only going there to work. Like I didn't even talk to like my coworkers other than if I needed help or not, just because I guess I was like scared and I was like closeted as a gay person at the restaurant. And I know the restaurant culture, like everyone like flirts with each other and jokes with each other, but for me I was just like super scared because I was like not sure how they would take it. And then so eventually, more recently, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna start trying to make like gay jokes. So like about like maybe like a month and a half ago, I just started like making gay jokes and like just playing along with them, and then they thought it was like super funny, and they would like laugh along with it. And then in my head I was just like, honestly, if I just came out as gay and like owned up to my sexuality, like I would feel like a lot more comfortable like emotionally around all my coworkers, and maybe we could like talk more like deeply and develop like stronger bonds and stuff, like other than like joking and stuff. So I was like, so I ended up deciding on that, and after like 1 or 2 weeks, about like a month ago, I ended up coming out to my first coworker. I was like, I just said to him in Spanish, I was like, I think like I actually want like a boyfriend in the future. And he was like, oh, like boyfriend? He was like, are you sure like you don't want like a girlfriend? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I was like, yeah, I'm currently talking to this guy like from my college in one of my classes and stuff. And I was like, oh, um he's also like Latino. And then he was like, oh, what country? I was like, oh, he's from Guatemala. And then my coworker got hyped because my coworker's from like Mexico and stuff. So he was like, oh, that's cool. And like when I told him I was talking to like a Latino, he was like, "Are you sure it's not like a Latina, like a girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." But he was like hype and stuff. He was like, when he realized like I was like trying to like get like a Latino as like a boyfriend, he was like kind of like proud of me in that way. And honestly, he was like, he didn't have anything wrong with it. He was like, I mean, it's just like it's just really up to you, like whatever you want and stuff. He was like, it's like he was like accepting of it basically. And then like we just kind of like I kind of like explained to him over time. I was like, like how you feel about girls, like that's how I feel about guys, and how you feel about guys is how I feel about girls basically. Like it's just kind of like the opposite basically for like the attraction. And he was like, oh, okay, I understand now. And so I kind of like slowly just taught him about it. And then yeah, now we just like make gay jokes and stuff, and I always like flirt with him in Spanish. I'm like, I say how he's like, I like him, and how he's like super like hot or super like handsome, and he's like super tall, and like I joke with him and stuff, and he just takes it as a compliment. So it's pretty chill. And then but sometimes when I take it too far, he always like grounds me, and he's like, that's never gonna happen, just to like kind of like make sure like I don't get too crazy in my fantasies, because sometimes I crush on him really hard, but he knows, and he just takes it as a compliment, so it's chill. But yeah, now like whenever there's like customers and stuff, like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I can like try to wingman a girl for you, and he'll be like, okay, I'll try to wingman a guy for you. And so we kind of have that like bond together. And then like even though we like fight a lot and stuff, and sometimes we argue about the same thing for like an hour, like honestly we're like a lot more chill. And I feel like after I came out to him like as gay, he's honestly like been like a lot like closer with me, and we've been able to bond and talk about like family issues and a lot of different like serious stuff. And honestly like that, because I feel like now that I'm more genuine and able to present myself, then he like reciprocates too, which is nice. And then I also talked to like another coworker. He's not like a waiter. I forgot to mention the other guy I was talking to, he was a waiter, and he's definitely a straight guy. Like I've asked him multiple times, but he's definitely straight. But yeah, my other coworker who's like a busser, he's like also straight, but I came out to him too. And at first he was like, really? Like he was like, he asked me again, he was like, oh, are you sure you're talking to like a Latino and not like a Latina, like a girl? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. And then he was like, honestly, it's whatever, it's your decision at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter. So honestly, he didn't say it doesn't really matter. He was like, it's up to you, like it's your decision. And then we kind of just went on with our day, and it was pretty chill. So honestly, now to this day, I still joke around with them about like me being gay and like, or like pretending to crush on all the different like guy coworkers, and they honestly just take it as a joke and like play along and stuff. And yeah, it's kind of fun. But yeah, now that ended up working at like a different restaurant too, I found like a lot of different like people, like a lot of Latinas and stuff, to try to like wingman for like my other like coworker that's also like a waiter, and he's like a straight guy. And then so it's kind of fun. And then he's like, he said like if you ever find someone that's gay, he'll like refer them to me. So I'm like, honestly, that's chill. So yeah, now that I work at like a different restaurant, like I have a lot of stories, and then I come back to my like old restaurant that I work one day at, and I kind of just tell them all these stories, and then we joke about stuff. So it's honestly pretty cool right now. Honestly, life is pretty good. And I'm just gonna post a lot more like different other like gay story times and stuff. So if you guys are interested, you guys could just stay on the channel, and then whenever I post stuff, you guys could go check it out. I'm gonna see you guys.